In Manitoba, the federal government claims that funding is going to create 77 new digital media jobs in that province. The Ottawa also says AI has the potential to create innovations and job opportunities across all facets of the Canadian economy, scientific discovery to housing. Do you share any of that optimism?
Not really. Well, first of all, that ratio, I forget how many millions you said it was.
2.3. Yeah.
Millions to 2.3 million to how many jobs?
77.
73? Yeah, that's not a very good deal. I mean, gosh, I can think of ways to create more than 77 million jobs. I mean, I'm in Calgary right now. We've got a lot of teachers who are out on strike. I think we could hire a lot of in-classroom aides for them who could help our kids grow up to be educated and prepared to enter the workforce and innovate with $2.3 million. So I'm not super impressed by that argument. You know, it is true that skilled workers who are in charge of how they use AI have found ways to make the AI, help them around their job. You know, if you're a radiologist who's being asked to get a second opinion from the AI after you examine a chest x-ray, and so instead of doing 100 a day, maybe you process 98. I think there are some radiologists who are like, yeah, I sometimes miss something. I'd feel better about that. But nobody's pitching our hospitals on making our radiologists slower with AI. The pitch is fire 90% of your radiologists, put the remainder in charge of babysitting the AI, rubber stamping its outcome, being its moral crumple zone and accountability sink, and taking the blame when this thing that operates at a scale that no human can match misses someone's solid mass tumor and they die as a result. Mm-hmm. So, it's fine to talk about allowing workers to augment their work. I'm a writer. I found myself a couple of weeks ago writing a column, and I wanted to quote something I'd heard in a podcast, and I couldn't remember where I'd heard it. So I downloaded this thing called Whisper, which is an open source AI model from OpenAI, to my laptop. I threw the last 30 hours of audio I'd listened to at this model. Huh. It transcribed all of it. I could find the phrase I was looking for, get the time code, check the transcription, and put it in my article. It was great. It's not a thing I ever would have paid someone to do for me, and it's not a thing I would have done for myself. But nobody has said, hey, Cory, you got to write 3 times as many articles, and you got to use the AI to do it. And we know what happens when that is the gig, because, King Syndicates, one of the big major news syndicates in the United States, had a single freelance writer write their 63-page summer guide, something that used to take dozens of writers, and it was just chock full of hallucinations. His summer reading list of the 15 books you must read this summer included at least 5 books that didn't exist.